So when listening to our customers, we have identified a couple of pinch points that's not helping them make the most of their computer. And one of those is file management. Now, file management is one of the things which isn't rocket science, but if you get it right, you can not only organize your files better, but you'll be able to find them even quicker. So we've done a series of videos that will walk through all the different stages of not only naming and organizing your files, but how to transfer them from one device to another. Let's jump on a PC and get started.
To set the scene for these videos, we're going to use our holiday photographs, and we've got a bunch of holiday photographs here that we want to organize in a way that makes it nice and simple and easy to find. The first thing we need to do is have a look at our pictures folder. When we have a look at our pictures folder, you can see that it's a whole bunch of photographs that can be difficult to navigate and sometimes difficult to find. So what we now need to do is create a structure that makes sense. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a holiday folder. So if we go to new and folder, and we're just going to call this holidays. And the reason why I've called this holidays is because this is where I'm going to put all my holiday photographs going forward. So now we've got our holidays folder. What we now need to do is to create folders within that holidays folder to represent each trip and holiday that I've taken the family to. So the last trip we went on was a trip to Spain. So that was in 2024. So I'm going to create a folder called Spain and then 2024. What's important here is that what I've not done is I've not used a bunch of extra characters in my file name. It's very important that we don't create extra characters in folders and file names because we don't know where those images will end up in the long run, and more about that later on. I now need to move my pictures into that folder. So what I'm going to do is use a shortcut cut that I've used many times and I've shown you in a previous video. So I'm just going to snap that to one side. Now let's go inside of that folder. And what I'm now going to do is I'm going to snap that over to the right hand side of my screen. Now we've shown you how to do that in a previous video using Windows key and right arrow. So that's now snapped over to the right hand side of the screen. And there on my desktop, you can see that I've copied my photographs from my camera onto my desktop. So let's open that up, and we're going to use the Windows key and left arrow to snap that to the left. So what I've now done is create a very simple left side, right hand side view of my screen, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now move my pictures from the desktop over into my Spain 2024 folder. So to do that, I click any one of the photographs in the left hand side, and I use the shortcut key Control and A to select all. I then use my right mouse click and hold to drag it across to the right hand side, let go and choose move. So I've now moved all my photographs from the folder on my desktop into my pictures folder, holidays, Spain 2024. So there's all the photographs grouped and nicely stored away. Now, if I wanted to, I can make things even more tidier. So if we focus on our Spain folder for a second, so if we bring that up to full screen, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my view to large icons. In fact, I'm going to go extra large so we can all see that on the video. So as you can see here, I've got a whole bunch of different photographs, and I want to group these up a little bit further. So what I want to do is I want to take pictures with the family and I want to put them somewhere else. So I'm going to create another folder and I'm going to call that family. Okay. So what I've got here now essentially is a whole bunch of photographs that I want to now make it even easier to find, because I want to find pictures of my family on my Spain 2024 holiday trip. So I can now, if I wanted to, using the Control key, hold down the Control key, click on all the pictures with my family in it. And then what I can then do is I can right click and drag those over into my family folder, let go and choose move. So what I've now done is I've now created a folder structure within a folder, and this is a great way of categorizing your photographs. Say for example, if you went to a sightseeing location and you wanted to say the name of the location, so just a single name of the location, and you want all the photographs for that single location into one folder, and you want to say all your beach holiday pictures of your Spain 2024 trip in another folder. But here's a caveat: always keep your folders and your files names small, compact and bijou. It's important that you keep the file names and folder names simple and short. Don't make them long-winded. Sometimes we've seen people create folders or file names with very, very long file names and very long file structures. And that can be dangerous because if you choose to move those photographs onto a different platform that's not Windows supported, then those folders might become corrupt. So we always advise using very short file names, very meaningful file names, and the same goes for folders. Okay, so moving on. So now what we've done, let's go back to where we started. We've got our pictures folder, we've got our holidays folder, we've got our Spain 2024 folder, and inside that, as you can see, we've got all our photographs for our Spain 2024 holiday. So now I've gone a little bit further and I've actually slapped all the photographs of the family into one folder. That makes it a lot more easier to find a folder and find a file. So what I'm going to do is share with you a top tip when it comes to files. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of information stored in files that you don't get to see. This information is quite useful for things like search engines or search capabilities or giving out further details about that document. This is called metadata, and metadata is very useful indeed, and it's useful in many different ways. So one of the things that we can do with these files is that we can add our own metadata. So what I'm going to do is if I select all my pictures here in this folder and use the right click and go to properties, you can see you've got this details tab. Now if we click on this details tab, you can see there's a whole bunch of extra stuff in here that I can add. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use this tags function to add some more detail to these photographs. So if I click on the tag, I'm going to type in Malaga. And the reason why I've done that is because all these photographs that we took with the family was in Malaga. Specifically, we went to Malaga Beach, we took the photographs, and I want to be able to find them again. So I'm just going to click enter on my keyboard and click apply, and I'm going to click OK. So what I've now done is I've now added metadata to each and every one of these pictures in this folder. So if we click on any one of these randomly, I'm going to click on this one here, and if I go back to properties, you'll be able to see if I go into the details tab that it's now got this Malaga tag on that picture. So why is that useful? Well, let's go up one, and if I come up to my search box up here and I type in Malaga, it immediately finds the photographs for me. It goes in, it looks into the metadata and goes, right, I'm looking for a key search word called Malaga, and it's found my pictures for me. So this is an incredibly powerful way of finding files when you've got a whole bunch of files, when you've got loads of files, when you've got lots of, whether it be Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, photographs. This is a great way of finding those files quickly, just by adding a little bit of metadata or a tag to those documents, to that file. You'll be able to find it again nice and quickly. So as you can see, that is a really powerful tool. So my recommendations is that when you do move all your photographs over, and say for example, if you had all your photographs in one folder to start off with, is to add that metadata, okay? And you can then split it out further and say, well, this is now family pictures, this is so forth, like I've done with the folders, but it will all contain the same metadata if of course the metadata is related. So there you go, that's the video for today, and how to create a decent file structure for your documents. And we've used photographs in this example, but again, it can be any kind of file. And not only that, but you've now got a nice top tip on how you can make it easier to find those files going forward in the future. So hopefully you've really enjoyed that video. If you have, give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. We really do appreciate your support on this channel. My name's Rob from RLS Computer Services, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.